I recently took a trip to Olympic National Park in Washington State. I wanted to explore the natural beauty of the Pacific Northwest and shoot music video clips for my high vibe songs. Now, if you're wondering if it's worth visiting the area, the answer is yes. There are several main attractions in the park, which I'll touch on. However, in this video, I'm going to share 5 amazing, less popular sites that you should consider putting on your list, especially if you're an artist looking for inspiration. Plus, I'll offer up 3 additional bonus stops that you should definitely make. But first, let me give you an overview. Olympic National Park is on Washington's Olympic Peninsula. It's about as far north and west as you can get before hitting the Pacific Ocean or Canada, whichever comes first. What's amazing is that it sprawls across several different ecosystems, from mountains to old-growth forests to beaches. But the crown jewel of the park is the Hoh Rainforest, which encompasses 24 square miles. The drive-in alone is worth the cost of admission, which is $30 per car per week. Now, if you plan to visit 3 national parks in one calendar year, I recommend buying the America the Beautiful Pass, which costs $80. It also gives you access to many state parks across the country. The #1 attraction in the Hoh Rainforest is the Moss Trail, which is a mile loop that takes you through a lush, atmospheric forest of moss-covered trees and ferns. The first day I visited, it was bright and sunny, which was perfect for filming. It's hard to beat dynamic lighting. Having said that, even if it's raining, the trail's beauty can still be seen and felt, which leads me to the trail that often gets overlooked. #1, the Hoh Spruce Nature Trail. The day I did this trail, it was lightly raining and misting, which, in my opinion, only added to the intrigue. It was like I was walking through Jurassic Park. The Spruce Nature Trail is a bit longer than the Moss Trail at 1.2 miles. It snakes through an old-growth forest and goes right past the Hoh River. But the highlights for me were this incredible tree, which I spent a good 20 minutes circling. This fantastic nurse log with 5 different trees growing from it. And this gorgeous stream. Look at how the green moss gently moves with the current. Rhythm of the cosmos. So rain or shine, the Spruce Nature Trail is definitely worth the hike. Moving on to my #2 less popular but amazing site, the Ancient Grove Trail. This otherworldly trail takes you right through an old-growth forest, past beautiful moss-covered hills, and even brings you to the edge of a cliff that overlooks the Solduck River. It's less than a mile loop, and so worth it. Now, the main reason you'd even be on the road to where you'd find the trail is because you're either visiting Solduck Hot Springs, which is a paid resort, or Solduck Falls, which is a breathtaking triple waterfall. The mist was so invigorating. Plus, I saw a bald eagle. Now, on the road to or from Solduck Falls is where you'll find the Ancient Grove Trail. Take your time, lay down on the moss, meditate. It's a great place to reconnect with nature. Moving on to #3, the Fairholme Fairytale Tree. At least that's what I call it. Actually, I call it the Emerald King, or EK for short. For some reason that just popped into my head, but either way, it definitely belongs in a fairy tale. So where is it? Right between the city of Forks and Port Angeles is a gorgeous mountain lake called Lake Crescent. And at the most western end is the Fairholme Campgrounds, which has a picturesque boat launch and a beautiful, giant, moss-covered bigleaf maple. I spent hours filming music video clips around the tree, in the nearby field, and even on the dock. Now, the funny thing was, when my wife told me that there was a unique tree near the lake that we should visit, I initially drove right past the lot and parked in the campground area. So we got out of the car and started walking towards the lake. That's when we saw these stunning purple flowers. As we walked through the field, my wife said, "Oh, that must be the unique tree." So I look over and I see this really amazing tree with lots of green moss. However, it wasn't like that impressive. That's when she said, "No, not that one, the one behind it." And that's when I saw the Emerald King. Spending time with this majestic tree was one of the highlights of my trip. I could feel its powerful, wise vibration. Keep in mind, it's almost 300 years old. Imagine what it's seen in its lifetime. The tree is very close to the main road, so definitely stop by and snap a pic. Now, before moving on, there are 2 other incredible sites on or near Lake Crescent. The first is Merriman Falls, which is a 1.5 mile hike into the forest, across 2 bridges, and up into the hills. That's where you'll find this unforgettable waterfall. The second is the Devil's Punch Bowl. The majority of the path is paved, but right before you enter this super cool tunnel, if you hike to the left, you'll get a closer view of the lake and pretty quickly arrive at this iconic iron bridge. If you continue on past the bridge, it'll wrap around and then take you through the tunnel, then back onto the paved path. Both sites are must-sees. Moving on to my number 4 less popular but amazing site to visit, the nature trail behind the visitor center in Forks. Forks is where the Twilight series was filmed. Not all of it, but a lot of it. The visitor center and the local shops have a ton of memorabilia, including movie posters, costumes, and Bella's truck. The funny thing is that the red truck on the left has a license plate that says Bella, so naturally you'd think that that's her truck. But after rewatching Twilight, I'm pretty sure that the truck on the right is her actual truck. Either way, there's an epic trail right behind the visitor center. It's less than a mile, and it goes up into the forest and back out through this gorgeous garden. It's amazing that more people didn't check it out. For reference, Forks is the ideal city to stay in when visiting the Hoh Rainforest, which is about an hour south, and the La Push beaches, which are 30 minutes north. I spent some time at one of the beaches called Rialto Beach, which was covered with otherworldly driftwood. And when the tide is low, you can see all kinds of colorful creatures. One thought I want to share is that don't let the weather stop you. Because when I was at Rialto Beach, after getting all the way to the hole in the wall, it started to rain. And the wind picked up and the temperature dropped, but it was still super enjoyable. In fact, it kind of added to the vibe of it being otherworldly. So, rain or shine, get out there and enjoy. The final less popular site to visit in Olympic National Park is Merriman Falls. Merriman is located in the Quinault Rainforest, which is about an hour and a half south of the Hoh. On the way, you'll pass Kalaloch, which has a few hot spots like Ruby Beach and the Tree of Life, which partially collapsed in January 2025, but is still worth a visit. In Quinault, there are several amazing trails to hike, including this one, which leads up into the forest, past this stream, then out to the lake. While you're in the area, swing by the lodge and hike to the oldest Sitka spruce tree in the United States. About 15 minutes from the lodge is where you'll find Merriman Falls. Again, it's like stepping right into Jurassic Park. The waterfall is mere feet from the road, so there's no excuse not to stop by. Now, let me share 3 additional spots to consider visiting in Olympic National Park. The first is Granny's Cafe, which is about 30 minutes south of Port Angeles. They're known for their soft serve ice cream. I saw several construction workers stop by just to get it. Big, burly, blue-collar men who are not there for the steak, but for the soft serve. Oh, and Granny has a petting zoo in the back with llamas, sheep, and emus. The second bonus site to visit is Sasquatch the Legend, which is the Bigfoot store in Forks. A nice lady at the visitor center told me to ask for Tom, who claims to have had several encounters with Bigfoot. I had a fascinating conversation with Tom while at the store, and I bought his book. While you're in Forks, consider stopping by one or all 3 of their drive-through cafes. They include Bug and Buffs, A Shot in the Dark, and Mocha Motion. I enjoyed morning coffee from the first 2, but never made it to Mocha Motion, so if you do, let me know what I missed. Finally, the third bonus site to visit is the Port Angeles Fine Arts Center, more specifically, the Sculpture Park. Sculptures can be seen outside along a series of trails behind the Art Center. The best part is it's free to visit, and the art is stunning. Also, it's on the way to Hurricane Ridge, which is another main attraction in the park. Overall, Olympic National Park has numerous old-growth forests, with towering Douglas firs, western hemlocks, and Sitka spruces, some of which are 1,000 years old. It's home to one of the most diverse ecosystems. The park is filled with jaw-dropping, awe-inspiring sights, and you really can't go wrong no matter where you go. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe for more high vibe finds. And check out the recommended video right here. I'm sure you're gonna love it. Until next time, namaste.